Greetings, listeners, and welcome to another action-packed episode of Eberron Adventures, brought to you by the Wednesday Night Crew. Join us as we take a journey and go on adventures with our favorite students from Windshire University. Lucar, a halfling sorcerer with wild magic that comes from his patron. Sibling? Patron? Well, anyway, her name's Astrid. Skogar, a half-orc bounty hunter with a passion for map-making and painting. But not painting portraits, more like fences and walls. But maybe he has a secret or two of his own. Missouri, a Kalashtar cleric hiding from the dreaming dark. Kashan, a changeling that is a roguish paladin with his own agenda. Lissa, a human wizard who is into mage breeding and has a familiar named Bigwing. And last but not least is Velma, a half-elf rogue who has an investigative streak and a dark magic dagger. So join us as we listen to these adventurers as they work through their studies and their extracurricular activities to, dare I say, become heroes? Let's pick up where we left off.
All right, great. Welcome, one and all, to another fun session with the Wednesday Night Crew, Eberron Adventures. We are in the specific adventure called Culture and the Art of War. When we last left our group of adventurers, you had finally managed to make it past the first floor of the basement and to go to the floor below. The floor below is appears to be a prison of some sort, which contains a interesting amount of, we'll say, prisoners, because I don't really know what to call them other than that. And those prisoners are in various states of like damage, whether it be they don't look healthy, or they're like some weird mutations, or bugbear head on a human neck, whatever. I mean, any of those will suffice. And so you guys had managed to actually freed one of the inhabitants, and it's a harpy, and she is looking worse, kind of rough. Wings don't look like complete, like a lot of feather gaps and stuff, almost like there's holes in her wings. She's looking kind of weak. And then there was the guy who's still in his cell, but no longer has the bugbear head on his neck because it has been cut off and is rolled from underneath the cell onto the floor in front of you at your feet. While that happened, down at towards where the hallway begins, because you guys are like in between these two cells here, down this narrow hallway, which is probably about, we'll say, like it's 10 foot wide. Call these squares about 10 feet at most. So the cells are really 10 by 10. They're rather small. And you see, coming from the hallway that you came down, you see a rather large guard. Kashan recognizes his forearm as being the one that almost came into the room he was in before. And where we left off was him saying, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" And that's where we'll start right up.
Have we seen anybody else in this particular dungeon?
No.
All right.
Only these two prisoners so far.
And Biff's forearm.
Yes, and this guy, but though, so, well, I mean, it's a gimme, but whatever. So you say seen, but you haven't seen any others, but you did hear when there was a voice calling for Grumlock to come to wherever that voice was coming from, and then go check a different area of the prison. So,
all right. Well, in that case, I would love to imitate said voice and tell and basically say, like, Grumlock, I'm looking down this way. You go the other way, idiot. And I would like, wow. That's what I would like to do. Okay. So tell me if you want that as deception or performance. What would you like that as?
I mean, it's my natural inclination to think that you would be trying to deceive him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
So I feel like that's where that should come from.
Well, then I will absolutely roll deception, and I will absolutely get a 12 on that deception check.
Ooh, okay.
That is the second lowest I could possibly get on that check.
Wow. What do you got, like a +10?
I do, as a matter of fact. I do, as a matter of fact, and I rolled a 2.
Okay. Okay. So Grumlock looks at you and it's like, you look new, but you have familiar voice to me. Who? And he starts to like kind of back away, like he's gonna go the other direction, but then he pauses for a second and he's just like, he says, who those people? Who are they?
More saps to mutate on, more saps to do our experiments on.
Right, we're the new prisoners, and
shut up, you! And I slap him.
You fake slap me.
Sure.
I don't think I think you can retcon that. Once it's happened, it's happened.
Yeah, sure, fake slap. Yeah.
So
shut up, you. These mouthy. They come in so mouthy, Grimlock.
I'm so tempted to be like, roll for damage. So okay, yeah. So you do that, and Grimlock goes, huh, yeah. Hey, this job pays the bills, and he turns around and starts to walk the other way, and then slowly turns the corner. And you see
why you
that.
Keep me around.
To be clear, Sean, for you see him turn to his left. Okay.
All right.
So yeah. So where's the rug? I need to know where the rug is right now, because the rug is still a thing, and it was up against you had it up against the cell.
Yeah.
To try to muffle the sound, but it didn't really do a great job because it was blood-curdling screams coming from behind it. So then what happened after that with the rug?
That was it.
Okay. So where is the rug now then?
I guess if the screams have subsided, he's rolling it back up.
Okay. And so you see the guy behind the guy that's in the cell, and he's just wide-eyed. And just like sweat, like just pouring down his forehead, neck is bleeding, and he's like, do please do one of you have something I could put on this? And he's like,
come here, bro, come here. And
he really weirdly, like in such a odd way, like walks up to the cell, right? Like where he's like kind of like doesn't know what to do with his arms. Like it's almost like his upper arms are like attached to his torso, but they're not. It's just that's to describe like kind of how he's walking in this weird way. And he comes up and he sort of like falls into the cell door. So he's like kind of leaned up against it, like trying to get his balance.
Skogar, I'm sorry about this. And I just cut off a little piece of the rug, like an already piece of it. I slap it on that guy's neck. I say, man, that's probably the most badass thing I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of healing here, and I'm going to give him 2 hit points of my lay on hands.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you just put some pressure on there with those arms of yours if you can get them up, and put some pressure on there. Take it easy for a while, because man, that's one way to get ahead in life. But I tell you, that's you really,
It's a little late now, sir. But how do you know the bugbear was the extra head, given the fact that you have no control over your arms?
Is that what you say that?
Velma.
Yes.
Velma, no.
I wasn't here last week, so I need to.
So he's holding.
I need to get up to speed.
He's holding the carpet swatch up against his neck.
It's best you not think about it.
And he steps back for a second. He's like, he looks at you, Velma, and he's like, my head and my body match. that thing didn't match, and he points on the floor, and the bugbear has like for like
Okay, so
like
you're
that
slowly
last
getting
second
control of your arms, so that's good.
as it fades, as the bugbear head fades away, its life fades away, and shortly after that last noise, it stops moving. And yeah, so this guy in the cell is looking at you, Kashan. He's like, can you let her out? Can you let me out too?
Let's see what I can do here. Yeah, sure. Yeah. And I will do the old sleight of hand to get the that's sorry, 8 plus 16 to open this lock.
Okay. Just a quick question. While Kashan is doing that, is there anything else anybody else cares to do at this time? Like in conjunction with what he's doing? Cool. Just hanging out.
Nope, I'm cool. I would try to pick the lock if he fails, but I think a 16 might be decent.
I think you are
just trying not to throw up.
Zuri's hanging back, kind of eyeing the door where they came in and wondering how long it would take for him to get back over there if something happened. That's where he's at.
Kashan, you hear that familiar click as the door opens. And this prisoner walks up to the door and slowly pushes the door open. He's got a little bit of a limp, kind of moving a little slow, but otherwise seems like he's more together now than he was. As he approaches the exit of his cell, he sees the bugbear head on the ground, and he makes this really angry grimace and just kicks this head, punts this head on the ground as hard as he can. And let me see. Zuri.
Yeah.
Dex save, please.
I can get the. Oh, that's a 7.
Okay. You get a bugbear head that flies directly into, we'll say, into your stomach.
That's so Zuri.
Not your face. Crit fail would have been face on face, but you didn't crit fail, so that's cool. So yeah, you get a bugbear head that goes into your stomach and then knocks the wind out of you for a second.
And he just not quite kicks it away, but takes a step or two back away from it real quickly.
I'm sorry. I just hate that thing and what I hate what they did to me. It's not you. And
who's they?
The people that run this whole thing.
Oh, I assume that, but did you have any who that is?
I'm afraid to say they didn't introduce themselves to me.
How did they capture you, for instance? Were you like us, trespassing in their dungeons, or were you kidnapped from the street for whatever reason?
The last thing I remember was having a nice drink and just relaxing and at a tavern in Flamekeep, and next thing you know, here I am.
Never leave your drink unattended, I tell you.
I mean,
just good advice.
Indeed, I've learned that the hard way. And he leans into you, Kashan, and extends a hand for a handshake. Thank you for freeing me. My name is Aldrich, Sir Aldrich.
Well, okay, thanks, Sir Aldrich. Maybe you can help us find the keys to the rest of these cells, let these people out. Something, I don't know. I mean, if you got nothing else to do, I mean, you're free to go. So we're going to explore a little. We got to find out who's doing all this. We got to find some elven artifacts. We got a whole thing. We got to do.
I got a history check of 17 on the name of Aldrich. Does that ring a bell, or is he just some jabroni?
Well, I mean, you recognize, like, you've heard people named Aldrich before. It's like it's not like a common name like a John or Dave or anything, but like you've heard the name around a couple times. But there's nothing about him that strikes you as anything that would really breed any familiarity for you.
Okay.
There's not even like because he's wearing armor still, but is weaponless. And yeah, he's like there's no like crest or no markings or anything on the armor that you can pick up on.
All right. So just a guy.
Yeah, well, from there's no connection from a visual standpoint. So Kashani says, well, I mean, I can at least help you to know which cells not to open.
Well, that is helpful.
Because there are some that probably shouldn't be let out. I have to be brutally honest.
Well,
would any of them be a harpy by any chance?
Well, the harpy's already there in the hallway, like right nearby you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much animosity passes between them.
You hear a really quiet laugh. I'm by no means a threat. No means at all. I just wish to leave this awful place. Aldrich says, he just says, I can tell you which cells to leave be. If your wish is to free us, then you should know who not to free for fear of your safety.
Well, aren't you all victims of the nameless denizens of this keep?
I mean,
how could they? Why would they be a threat to us?
Some are beyond
liberators.
Some are beyond saving. They're merely shells of what they used to be. I mean, take the risk, but I won't be. I won't be here to see the carnage.
I think we might take it under advisement. Your advice is welcome. And here's some free advice for you, should you choose to leave. Don't pick up any gold.
Well, you mean in general or just here?
In general. On the way out, anything that looks too good to be true is...
Most assuredly is. So yeah, okay. So next, I'm assuming Kashan, you're still leading the pack.
I guess so.
And what's the?
I'll watch for traps sneaking up on us from the rear.
What's next?
I guess I keep heading north.
Okay. So you had passed like about 3 cells that are empty. They look recently used and smell recently used, but there's nobody in them. And then you get to the 4th cell, this one right here which is on your left, and you see a very graceful elven woman, and she has these intricate tattoos on her skin that are glowing softly. And she comes off to as very serene.
This woman seems way cool. I think she's bad news.
Sorry to disturb you, ma'am. We'll be moving on.
She's only
Too
got
cool to
one
be
head.
true.
Absolutely. Like she's got a lot going on, and she's really awesome looking. And
she lifts her head up, and
I just don't trust it at all.
She lifts her head up, and you see like her eyes are like this like a color, like it's almost like lava lamp type color changing from like blue to green, like wavy.
Man, that's awesome.
And she makes eye contact with you, Velma, and she just nods at like quietly you, and does like this, waves her hand in front and just sort of acknowledges you as you address her in conversation, and then walk away. And then she puts her head back down. Keep going.
Keep on going.
All right.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she wants to be bothered.
No, I totally agree with you. I think, just keep heading out.
Maybe this is like a getaway. It was advertised as a getaway, and she has nobody to. Nobody's going to disturb her here.
It's like an Airbnb gone wrong. like a straight to video sequel to Hostel or something.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
See, it's funny because like a hostel is a place to stay, but hostel is like dangerous, right?
Yeah, right.
Like a play on words.
Hostel. Okay, so you go. There's another empty cell on your right, another empty cell on your left. You get to a corner that's going to take you to the right. So I'm assuming you're just going to keep following this hallway, right?
Yeah, just going to keep on keeping on.
Yeah. So as you hit the corner and you turn, and you look to your left, you hear this like snort, this like snorting noise, and this loud growl, and the cell door to your immediate left, like you hear that slam of a body slamming against a cell, like really hard and loud, and then the cell like door kind of shakes a little bit, and you see behind that door is this hulking brute with crimson eyes and gnarled blackened horns that are protruding from its forehead, and its muscles are just bulging, like looking like a oh god, what's that one artist who draws everybody really muscly in Marvel? Like, who's that guy and can't draw feet?
Liefeld?
Thank
Rob
you.
Liefeld?
Yes. Yep. Rob Liefeld. He's like this guy's buff, like Liefeld buff, like super huge torso, extra muscly.
Ridiculous chest that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Yes. Right. And is like just like he's just like shoulder checking the door to try to, but especially seeing you come right in front of him, like he's just trying to break through, making noise.
Hey, dude, love the energy, but we got to keep moving.
Yeah, we're not affiliated with the jailers in this place. We're just sneaking around. So if you could keep it down.
As you say that, he just gets louder, snorts more, like spittle coming out of the corner of its mouth. It's like grabs the cell door, and it's just trying to shake it and like trying to free it, but it just can't. It just can't do it.
Let me guess, Aldrich, not this one, right?
No, this is a good guy.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Very, very problematic. We should go quickly.
So Aldrich, you had been confined to your cell for how long? How do you know who these other people are? Like that elven woman with the misspelled "no regrets" tattoo. What?
No regrets.
What's her story?
So, I just know that she's harmless, I feel.
Yeah, she didn't seem to have much motivation for anything.
I don't really know her story. I mean, we don't get outside time, as a group or anything. It's not that kind of prison. It's I do see them as I pass through the halls when I'm taken for different tests and the things that they've done to me.
So your interaction, you don't actually talk to any of these guys? And this Minotaur could he could be just some random guy. He's a little stir crazy.
Oh, no, I've never spoken with it because every time I've been escorted by it, he just freaks out.
Mr. Horned Brute.
He's really going there, huh?
Are not. Since we're not the jailers here, do you bear us the same animosity you do anybody walking by your cell? Is it a thing that's like, oh, you're free and I'm not, and I resent you for it? Is that your story? I take out a quill and a pad.
You smell quite edible.
Oh, I do. I assure you that I am quite edible, but let's keep this professional.
Then he corrects himself for a second and goes, not gender specific. You all smell edible.
I mean, we're all flattered.
And he bashes against the cell door again, just growling at it.
I'm going to take this guy at his word since you're seeming a little bit aggressive on your side there.
Listen, this guy's just like Lucar. He just hasn't had a meal in a while.
Aldrich says, I mean, I told you.
I'm going to take some beef jerky out at Kashan's suggestion. And I offer it to him. I stay out of reach so that he can only grab the beef jerky and not grab my arm.
So what, you offer it to Lucar?
If Lucar wants some too, that's fine.
I do. Yeah.
I take a second piece out.
I mean, I actually envisioned as Velma was reaching out to hand it, Lucar would go, "Why don't waste food on that thing?"
Well, okay, hold on. I'll be right back then. And Skogar kind of walks around the corner, nods over at the crazy lady, gives her a nod. You know exactly what's happened. He looks around the corner, comes back. He's holding on to a big hunk of hair that's 2 feet long, dragging this bowling ball sized.
At this point, I keep walking.
Thing. Well, this smells a lot worse, but I don't know. Maybe this is edible. He throws it up. It doesn't fit through the bars. It just kind of clangs, but it's propped up there.
I've seen way too much in this dungeon, I tell you.
But you can have this, but you got to give me the name of where you've been going, where they've been taking you. And he holds it back.
So, but wait, didn't you say you threw it at the cell?
Yeah, I kind of was thinking maybe I should have said that before I threw it, but yeah.
So you threw it, but it gets stuck, right? Because it doesn't go through, so it gets stuck in the cell door. So as you go to try to pull it back, this creature that's in the cell comes up to the head, and this happens in a matter of seconds. Yeah. Comes up to the head and then sniffs it and then is and licks it. And then just grabs it by its hair and yanks it through the bars and pulls it in and then takes it. And as you see it about to put it to its mouth, it turns around and faces the other way. And you just hear the sound of as it's just eating this head. Trigger warning. So, I probably should have said that on the front end. But that's why I had him turn. That's why I had him turn around at least.
Yes.
Because this isn't whatever. It's not that one. There's that one TTRPG that's it's like D&D, but oh, you thought D&D was violent? How about this RPG? This is super gross. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's just ridiculous. So okay, so that happens. So Skogar, you're not getting anything out of this guy.
Skogar, you've done a good deed today.
Yeah.
And then we move on.
Sean, that's paladin-like, right? Skogar gives a big grin.
Absolutely. This is,
I do feel good. All right.
And that's you do good for goodness sake, and then you feel better, is what they say, anyways.
Yeah. So as you walk down the hall, you see there's an empty cell to your right, empty cell to your left, and then a turn to the right. So are you going to turn the corner this way?
I mean, I can't turn left.
Okay. So you turn right and you come up to this cell that's on your left, just after the corner. And in this cell, you see a very pale-skinned woman with jet black hair. And the hair seems to writhe around almost like eels a little bit. And her eyes, they gleam with malice.
Man, all these ladies are cool in here, I tell you.
And she looks. Cool. She looks.
Tell me about it.
She looks and sees you, Kashan. She sees you, Kashan. And she says, why, hello. I don't suppose you could let a girl out, could you?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I'm looking for the keys.
Well, I don't have them with me.
No, clearly not. But, definitely when I find them, I'm going to send somebody back here to open up this door for you.
That's right. We'd be in jail cells already, except don't hit me. We'll be in jail cells already, except the guard had wandered off and hadn't given us the keys. I'm okay. Now, since I can see the map, is there a mirror over the bed? Because if there isn't, there's anything obvious, I'm not going to look specifically for it. I mean, if it's not.
Oh no! In the cell, it's just the bed and then a bucket in the corner.
Okay, so the map is just deceiving.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I can. Okay.
It's a placeholder map.
Yeah.
just to get the general layout of the prison and stuff, so to speak, right?
So what are you in for?
Well, I'm in for the same thing that all the rest of these freaks are. Just a test subject.
So they made your hair into eels, or is that how it started and they're just checking it out?
No, that's level 2. And then she turns the way she's sitting on her cot, and you see one of her arms is a tentacle.
Ooh.
She's like, and then she points at it with her good arm. She said, "This was stage 1."
I mean, you passed or failed the test. I've been struggling with that myself.
And she just ignores you. She just ignores you, Skogar, and then looks at you, Velma. And it's like, yes, and it would be if you could let me out, it would be great, because then I could perhaps get some payback for this.
Okay, now when you're looking at payback, you're not like projecting onto us, because we're just wandering through. We're not affiliated with this.
It's only a matter of time before they get you too. You don't think that you can really just wander around freely without suffering some sort of ill will, do you?
I don't believe it so, but I'm asking if we're getting any ill will from you.
I just want to be free.
All right.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who does it.
We're kind of weirded out by the experiments on these humanoids, aren't we? I know I am.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't,
it's an abomination. Yeah, I'm with you there.
It's mage breeding, but twisted.
Quick retro comment though, because Velma just happened to still be on the first floor last week and hadn't yet come down with the rest of you. There was a moment though last week where Kashan did state talking about being good and freeing everybody. So now he's taking it on, I believe. The vibe I'm getting now is like a case by case kind of basis.
Well,
so that's kind of that's the general gist that Kashan was, the vibes he was giving off last week.
that hungry dude seemed a little bit too hungry. So
yeah, I mean, I think eventually, I don't know what to do about that guy. I'd have to look through the Paladin manual to figure out what the. And I think that's like it's like a junior level class at least.
All right, so okay, I will attempt to open this lock.
I think that's a great idea, Velma.
And if I can't do it, then I can't do it.
You got this.
Oh, I got a 23.
There you go.
I got a total 23 on this one.
It's like effortless. You take like when an illusionist plays with a big coin in his hand, like in between his fingers, you do the same thing with like the lockpick. You're just like flip, 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 and you just go and just unlatch it like in no time. And Kashan, you're actually a little Kashan, it makes you just a skosh jealous. Like man, I haven't popped a lock that good this whole time I've been down here. And
I open the door, but I make sure I make sure I keep it in front of me as she comes out.
Okay, what were we gonna say, Kashan?
I think I have, but that could be arrogance talking. I don't know.
I think you would say that regardless.
Right. But I do start doing like the sleight of hand on my finger, like that. I do my own lockpicks, like just doing that, just like I'm just rusty, like. I got a lot going. I'm Paladin too. I mean,
Yeah. So
whatever. Let's just keep moving. Good job, Velma. Let's just go.
So this pale skin woman slowly stands up, with her only human hand like holding like her lower back as she gets up, and you hear like crack 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 as like she fully stands upright and like stretches her back out, and she's got like it's like one part prison garb, one part like nightgown kind of thing going on. And it's like this dark gray color, and she's just, and as you can look, you can see like all of her hair is just kind of moving around, almost like with a mind of its own, like a Medusa's head would, right? But then her one arm is just the tentacle. It's just kind of like functioning, like acting like an arm, but still it's kind of weird because it's just sort of like acting like floating around a little bit snake-like, right? But still acting like an arm as she slowly walks out of the cell. And you see Kashan, do a perception check, please.
Absolutely. That is a 15.
You see, you swear you see for like a second that she eyes up Ulrich and just kind of like squints and almost like with an angry squint at him for a second, and then like her face goes back to the normal weird face that it was, and you notice that.
I shrug and move on.
Yeah. So she looks at you, Velma, and says, "Why? Well, thank you. Greatly appreciate you letting me out."
It was the only thing to do. Well, no, the other thing was to leave you in. But yes, you're welcome.
You can see like some sizzly, like kind of dark energy, like coming off of her fingertips a little bit. And she's starting to take deeper breaths, and she's like, to be free from the cell and the protection fields. And she just starts like all the things, she goes on this whole list of all the things that are in this cell that was like holding her back. And you get the vibe that she's talking like that there's like anti-magic on the cells as well.
Oh, that's not cool. Is that cool, Lucar? That's not cool.
I think Lucar went invisible. Because
Well, that was just a call back to his decades and
let's not.
Nice.
I think he's still not.
He's not able to talk about that yet.
Yeah, I think it's still too soon on that. Maybe we should, not.
Great reference. I didn't even catch that.
Not bring up imprisonment, some decades-long imprisonments that some of us might have had.
Wait a minute.
We were just saying, like Velma was just mentioning, it doesn't matter.
I was too busy eating. I didn't hear what you guys were saying.
That's probably for the best.
I couldn't hear you over my chewing. So
it'll be in the webcast. You could the podcast. You can listen to it then.
So she's just kind of standing there, and she's like, it's like, if you want help to get out of here, I highly suggest we just go down the hall and head to the stairs, and we get the hell out of here.
I think we're still on the process of sneaking in. But again, on your way out, if you could take care of that guard for us, and don't touch any gold for your own sake.
And as you say, don't touch any gold, you guys hear a voice, and it's the voice of of what's his name? I already forgot his name again. Grumlock. And he's like, hey, talking to you, Kashan. Why are those people in cells? There's many empty cells. Just go past them, but put them in cells.
Grumlock, bro. Don't tell me how to do my job, all right? I know what I'm doing. We don't pay you to think, all right?
Pay me to work, and I do good work. You're not doing good work. They're still out. They should be in cells.
Okay, why tell you what, why don't you go get the boss, all right?
Roll intimidation.
I am rolling hot tonight. That's an 8.
He starts to step towards you, and he says,
"You are much bigger outside of the shadows."
Shakes his head no and says, "I'm not going to get the boss."
Well, the least you can do, don't hit me. The least you could do is give him a key so he can open these doors and put us in.
And as you're saying that, and he's coming up, and you see like he's got something in his hand, in his right hand, and it looks like a ring of some sort, like not a hand, like a collar size ring, like a neck collar size ring. And he's reaching upward, and as you say, Velma, as you say that to him, then you see the tentacle woman that you just let out. She's like, no, and she like raises up her hand, and like this black lightning like shoots from her fingertips, and they strike Grumlock's hand, and it just burns his hand, and he drops the collar onto the ground, and it makes a loud clanging sound that echoes through the hallway, and he just yelps in pain, and then proceeds to I'm assuming, Kashan, you'd be the front. You'd be in the front, yeah. You're kind of leading the way. You're on mute.
That is a good assumption, yes.
Okay, cool. Then so he's gonna strike out, and he's gonna do so like unarmed attack style. But I believe it's going to be pulling up a sheet real quick. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to just swing at you, Kashan, like twice. Ooh, first one connects with a nat 20. And the second one is a hot damn, is a 23. So,
Well, okay.
so the
It's a good
damage,
thing it's an unarmed strike.
right? So the damage is, yeah, but he's got things and stuff. So you're gonna take, let's see, 8, 12. This. Oh, damn. You're gonna take. I rolled max damage. Sorry. 24 bludgeoning.
You son of a bitch.
All
right.
Yeah, ouch.
And
That does hurt.
if y'all could roll initiative, that'd be good. Because you're gonna and then we'll just keep this initiative order for any encounters that would require it.
21 for Lucar.
Okay.
3.
Coming in strong after a week off.
9 for Skogar.
Let's put you in dice jail and try another one.
6
I got
for Zuri.
There we go.
Okay.
12 for Alyssa.
Okay. And
24.
There we go.
Good dice jail move.
Right? Yeah.
You scared the new one.
It totally paid off.
All right. So.
Or now it's all worn out now that you got a high score.
No. Let's not talk like that.
All right. So that puts us at Kashan, Lucar, Zuri, Lissa, Skogar, Velma. Kashan, what would you like to do?
I would love to give this guy a hit with my long sword. That would also include a thunderous smite.
Okay.
That is what I would like to do.
You should do that, by all means.
Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I?
You should feel like you can do that.
I can do that with a 27 to hit. I'm sorry, no, 20. No, 27's right. 27 to hit.
I'm sorry to say that does not hit. I'm joking. That hits.
Whoa.
I was going to run like hell after that. I was going, yeah, all right. So, yeah, so I'm going to roll my damage. He is going to need to make a strength saving throw against whatever my thing is. But let me first give you your damage. It's a 15 he's got to make it against. So
that's only a 12.
12. He's going to take 17 points of damage, and because it is a thunderous smite, he gets pushed 10 feet away from me, and he is knocked prone.
Okay, so he's knocked down. That means he uses half his movement to get back up.
If it's his turn, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Got
it. And bros can get advantage on him. Other bros.
Yeah, so he's knocked back and falls back 10 feet away from you. And it is Lucar, your turn.
No, wait, I get advantage if I attack him in some sort of melee attack?
Yeah, because he is prone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nice. I take my staff of the rooted hills that I got, and I bang him over the head with it. It is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
I do 4 points of damage. Wait, look at see. No, it's 7 points of damage. And then he needs to make a DC 12 strength check.
Damn. Nope, that's 7.
So he is restrained by spectral vines until the start of my next turn.
Ooh.
Nice.
No, he can't do anything.
That would be correct. So advantage, and he can't do anything.
Missouri, your turn.
Azuri casts spiritual weapon and makes a mace appear right over this guy, and he brings the mace down on him. It's going to be a natural 20 to hit because
Yes.
of advantage.
Woo!
Yeah.
Get 8 plus 10.
This poor guard didn't stand a chance.
Max damage. 26 points of magical bludgeoning
Holy
damage.
shit.
It's just boom.
Sorry, Grumlock.
Oh no.
So Grumlock just goes, as he's just like held down and just getting pummeled the shit out of him. And Lissa, it's your turn.
I'll add to it. Fire bolts. Let's
Okay.
go. 20, not natural. Yeah. So then.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Oh, good. I'm glad. 13 fire damage.
Oh, you got smack to talk, huh? All right, 11. Okay. And that's your turn, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Skogar.
We know what Skogar is doing. So we're all on the close side of this guy, right?
Scared. I'm really scared to ask what we're going to do. Okay.
We're all on the close side of this guy, right?
What you mean?
Nobody's on the other side of him.
Correct.
Okay. Skogar says, "I'm gonna make way," and he's carrying the rug over his shoulder, and he just grabs it and unfurls it over the guy, hopefully pinning it down there with the spiritual hammer, swinging away at him, and just kind of drops this big heavy rug over top of him, and then just kind of holds down one side and says, "Somebody get the other side. Let's trap him in there."
I mean, he's already trapped, but you're extra trapping him, so that's cool. So yeah, you do this. So that's your turn. You just unfurl this carpet.
We're gonna make it silent from here on out,
and lay it over the top of the sky. And Velma, it is your turn.
All right. I will take the other side of the rug and I will kneel on it since I don't really have the strength to hold it down. But I will take my force pistol and stick it under a corner.
Oh my God. Okay.
I assume, well, since Skogar is on the other side, I think I get a sneak attack with this. So here we go.
I mean, I'm assuming you could just shoot into the rug. It's not bulletproof.
It's like
well, it's not actually bullets. I don't know how
intact.
it works, but it's not actually bullets. It has AA batteries that I have to change. Okay.
Oh, man.
Double astral.
Yeah, actually.
There you go.
This time I'm gonna shoot through the rug next time because this was an 8 total. So I missed.
8? Yeah.
No.
I'm just shooting at the lump through the.
Did you roll with
rug
it? Did you roll with advantage though?
No, I didn't.
You should.
Because he's prone.
Yeah.
Yes, this was a 24.
Yeah, you hit him.
For 7 force damage, and sneak attack is 12. So that's a total of 19.
So this poor guard who's just doing his job no longer has
just
to
doing
worry
his job doesn't.
No longer has to worry about that as he's no longer alive to do a job. As you hit it with the force cannon, and he just goes, and you hit him, and he just starts to convulse and starts foaming out of the mouth, and he just dies as he's
dying. I say
concussed into death.
Non-lethal damage is for first years.
What did you say? What did you say, Azuri?
I say, and we see none of it because he's underneath a rock.
Oh, that is
the
true.
rug just kind of slowly comes to a stop and slumps.
A stain starts spreading.
That's it.
Only the rug sees it. So you
You know, guys, I think we really kind of needed this win here. This felt pretty good here. I just a little morale booster.
So the creepy tentacle arm lady is like, well, I can see I put my money on the right ones, it looks like.
High five.
Oh, she totally high fives you with her tentacle hand, with her tentacle arm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just a little slimy. And she's like, yes, we should continue onward and upward, at least for me anyway. You lunatics want to stay down here, but I mean, if you make short work of Grumlock, then you may be fine.
You don't want to find out if you can reverse any of these experiments? I mean, our friend Aldrich here just took matters into his own hands, and he's fine now.
Or tentacles.
Maybe.
Hands or tentacles. We can't discriminate.
Well, I mean, that's this guy, yeah. And she points at Aldrich, and she's like, he's he's just a little bitch. He really can't take much of these harder experiments. And Aldrich's like, well, it's kind of not too far off from the truth, actually.
Hey, let's just relax. Bro literally sawed a head off of his own neck. All right, let's not talk about what he can or can't endure, because that was pretty badass. I'm just saying.
I mean, I just thought that maybe if we got back to the laboratory that you were exposed to, maybe there could be some way to reverse some of these effects. But it's certainly beyond my experience. And I'm not even going to roll Arcana because, I just can't fathom what happened.
So she's like, I appreciate your attempt at sympathy, but worry not for me. And she continues to just go forward. And Kashan, I'm assuming, are you moving the group forward? And just what happens?
Absolutely, yes.
What happens to the rug in the body? What are we doing about that?
I mean,
it seems to be fine under that rug right now.
Well,
so we're not taking the rug with us? Oh, okay. We can leave it here.
I mean, Skogar, you seem pretty attached to the rug. I mean,
it's a useful rug.
I mean, we should just throw the body in a cell, right? Maybe it won't be found for a while. Put it under some blankets.
That is some smart thinking, Lucar. I like it.
We could take it back up to that hungry fellow. Maybe earn some goodwill.
Dispose of the body. I like that, Velma. No evidence.
You're really coming through with the thinking here. I love it.
Yeah. So
these keys might be useful.
I was going to say, let's get the keys off of him.
Yeah, Simmy's got a jailer's key ring.
Well, do an investigation.
Okay. Skogar does an investigation of a 6.
You don't find any keys.
Hold him by the ankles and shake.
You got to take him out of the rug first, Skogar.
Yeah. So what? Okay. So what are you taking the rug?
I think we played the rug out.
Okay. It's laying on top of the the dead guy, right?
You can't get blood out.
It's a little worn out.
Gotcha. Okay, so then I'm assuming continuing to head forward then, and
I want to look for the keys because Skogar was just pawing the guy.
Okay.
I got a 23 on investigation. So
okay. you find a key ring with 3 keys on it.
Oh, nice.
Where did you find that? I just found this boot on his left foot, but
It was in a pocket. I had to search his pockets. And I got this like Tin Star badge that looks official.
Velma, can you do a deck save, please?
I can roll one. I don't know if I can make one.
That's fair.
That's an 8.
Okay, so as you pull the keys out from off of its belt, you feel the rug start to move.
Ooh.
And the rug like sort of starts to like flip upwards a bit on its own. And you see a gaping maw open up on the bottom side of the rug, and one eye opens. And it looks at you. It looks at you, Velma, and it's like maybe like just a few feet away, with its looming eye, and then it hisses, and then it sort of bends around, and it sees you, Skogar, and it freaking leaps. It leaps at you,
And it says, "My sister is too good for you."
You're damn right. That's what it says.
Holy shit! This rug played the
Oh my
long
goodness.
con. I love it.
Oh, wow.
you dirty son of a bitch, and it's going to bite you, Skogar, for a 22 and a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna be okay, not bad. Only 15.
15
total
Hold
damage
on.
from the bites. And then the thing, like, as it bites, it sort of then drapes itself over you. So you look like a ghost, like someone with a carpet or sheet over their head to look like a ghost. And we're back in initiative. But we're gonna go to top of the order with Kashan.
Muted.
I respect the long game. That's impressive. Like that rug being carrying around like this. I am amazed by that. I'm going to try to attack this thing.
Okay.
And I will hope for the best and hope that someone underneath the rug doesn't actually take damage as well.
I mean, that's fair.
But, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm just going to do an attack here. That is a 24 to hit it.
That is a hit.
You damn right it is a hit. That's for 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action to... I will do Shield of Faith on Skogar.
I mean, that's probably a wise idea at this point.
Which will give Skogar an additional 2 to your armor class, Skogar.
Cool. He's going to need it.
I figured.
Lucar, you're up, man.
Ray of Frost for me.
Okay.
A 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
And, nice. 14 points of damage. And it slows it down, but I don't think it's moving around like.
No. You do hear it like hiss, but it's a muffled hiss because it's basically hissing like on Skogar's head because its mouth is like on, like kind of just right here. So that is your turn, and then we are at Azuri.
Point of order: has it been less than, I want to say, a minute since we took out the other guy?
Why you fit in? You like see if your spiritual hammer?
Yeah, because the spiritual weapon lasts for 1 minute. So would that still be around?
Let's say it's around for at least one round.
All right. Well, as a bonus action, we'll get a hit in with that then. That is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
10 magical bludgeoning damage with that. And then Zuri's gonna run up and smack it with his regular hammer then. We're gonna beat the dust out of this rug.
Okay.
13 to hit.
That is a hit. And Skogar, what's your AC?
Now it is a 17.
Okay. But like, I feel that you're kind of obscured or at a disadvantage or something. Because you're like you can't see anything coming at you.
I assume that would be the amount of dust being expelled from this rug that was hit by hammers 3 times.
I mean, that's kind of part of it. Like, so, I think, yeah. What was the damage that you rolled for the
the other hammer? I hadn't rolled it yet.
Okay,
actively rolling.
It's a hit. So you should roll that and tell me what you get.
It is 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Skogar, you're gonna take 3.
Oh my gosh.
Bludgeoning.
There's a lot of blood and dust collected on Skogar. It's miraculous that he survived that.
Listen,
we'll just say that. Well, it's miraculous that he survived the 3 damage.
Nice.
Oh no. All right, so Lissa's gonna burn the dust off with a firebolt. Oh, maybe not. 14. Does that hit?
That hits. But it is a flammable object. Could you roll damage, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's only 6 damage.
I'd like to put a call out to our D&D rules wiki, also known as Sean. Could you look up firebolt to determine whether or not firebolt can catch flammable objects on fire? I feel like it's a yes, but I want to double check before I say the next thing.
Well, there was a reason I did Ray of Frosting on my.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
A flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Interesting.
Is Skogar wearing the carpet?
It sounds like he's wearing it, right?
I mean, I think he kind of is. So Skogar, you just get a lot of smoke inhalation now that you're under this rug, but it does not actually catch a blaze. And Skogar, it's actually your turn.
Interesting. So I guess it's just like on top of him, like it's like enveloped him.
It's draped. It's draped over you.
Yeah. So he's just gonna say like, yeah. Well, your sister seemed to enjoy it, and then he's going to, I guess, use his bone greatsword and try first to do a pushing attack with a 24 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
So let's roll the damage first. All right. 12 points of damage on the first attack, and tries to push it. And then it makes a strength save versus 13. I think it's 13. And if it fails, it's pushed 10 feet.
At 17.
Yikes. Okay, so he swings again. For 15 this time.
15 is also hit.
All right. And re-roll the 1. That's 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And that's all he can do. So he just kind of just winks at her. And just kind of stumbles to his left.
So like it's still on you because you haven't pushed it off you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna bite you.
Well, yeah, the stumble was more just like theatrics.
So it's gonna bite you with advantage because it's literally on you. So a kind of either way, let's see. So dirty 20.
Oh yeah.
And that is,
you see the shield flash that was underneath the protective shield that Kashan casts all of a sudden goes really dim.
So it is
underneath that blanket.
7 piercing damage and 5 acid damage.
Yeah. So he drops and does not get back up because I do believe I've already used that.
Yeah, you have.
That endurance thing for the half work.
Velm, yeah, so the mimic rug is still alive, but you guys notice that Skogar falls and the rug just lays on top of him. And it is Velma, your turn.
You think they need some alone time? Muted
and Velma, if you're on, you're muted.
He loves his sister, not this one. I don't think he needs time.
Am I muted? Velma does the same as last time.
I hear you now. Hear you now.
Lifts up a corner of the rug, only this time instead of shooting at the lump inside, she will rotate the pistol and shoot through the rug for 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
Which I assume hits. Am I muted?
Yeah. Yeah, that
No,
hits.
we can hear you.
Am I frozen?
You can hear us. No, we can hear you. You can't hear us. Now you're muted.
I'm not getting any confirmation.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Am I even on?
We can hear you, yes.
We can
Anyone?
hear you.
Yes, yes. We can hear you.
Anyway, assuming that I'm on, I will. It was a total of 15 force damage, including the sneak attack.
Pretty good for a guy that can't hear us. Yeah, that's a hit. That does some chunky damage. And Kashan, it's your turn.
All right. Well, at this point, I'm going to attack again. That is a 14 to hit.
That's a hit.
Very good. All right, that's 12 points of damage.
With that blow, the rug lays lifeless upon the lifeless Skogar. You guys are out of initiative order.
I will remove the rug from Skogar and have somebody attempt to heal him because I can't do that.
We'll do this, but have somebody else do that. All right.
Yeah. So who's gonna help Skogar out?
I'll give him I think I have 6 hit points of lay on hands. I'll give them to him. All 6.
Are we back at the beginning? Do I get to see her again? Looks around.
Geez, I'm sorry, dude.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess down here though, that means we might not go back when we die. So
Yeah, I don't think you died though. You just fell over. Anyways. Yeah, let's be careful. But I think we should always be careful.
And let's not pick up any more furniture or furnishings or
gold,
housewares.
Or maybe anything, I guess.
Just maybe nothing. Yeah. Leave it all alone.
It's like going into a national
leave
park.
the rug. Leave the rug. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
So,
well, it's dead now. It'll just be creepy to carry it around.
So the tentacle lady is just like looking at all of you, and she just shakes her head. And she's like, I really thought I'd seen some pretty weird shit, but this takes the cake.
No, actually, the weirdest shit. You don't want to know.
I got some pictures.
She points at you. She points at you, Skogard. She's like, Did that rug say something about you doing something to its sister?
Skogar spends the next 5 minutes describing in detail all of the things that happened to this tentacly haired woman. You can see him over there as they've all been disgusted by this. You look over at Skogar. He's got his hands in the air. You look back. He's doing these moves with his arms, like these push-up things, and he's just going on.
As this is happening, Azuri's like, listen, I'm begging you, Skogar, we don't have to go through this again. If you stop talking anytime in the next 10 seconds, I'll heal you more. Okay, just I don't want to go through this again.
I think the best course of action is to just move on and leave Skogar here to relive his glory days.
The tentacle woman, she puts a tentacle up to her mouth and is like,
it was just like that. It was just like that. Just exactly like that.
Yeah, we had the same reaction the first time too.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
And she just starts walking ahead. And you're back we're out of initiative and stuff, and you guys are able to continue further down the hallway if you'd so like to.
Yes.
Yes.
All
yeah,
right.
I mean that's what we're here for.
Sure. So you get past, let's see, where were we? Okay. So I believe that around here was where the rug thing happened, right? So you walk forward, and you see that there's another empty cell, and then you see a cell here with an inhabitant in there. And in this one, in this cell, there's a cloaked figure. Its eyes gleam like a polished obsidian, and she's moving very gracefully, but still somewhat sort of static in the grace. And you can see that her hands are actually not hands, but claws, like lobster or crab claws. And she clicks them in an off tempo clicking noise. Click, 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 click. And she speaks to all of you. Let me out, and I will take you wherever you need to go.
I'm not exactly sure if we know where we need to go. I appreciate the offer, though. I also don't have the keys, so I probably couldn't help.
Oh, I got some keys. I try key number 1. Does key number 1 work?
Yes, it works, and it unlocks.
Okay, I will remember for future reference that key number 1 opens jail cells. So 2 and 3 might be some security doors elsewhere.
Okay.
I'm just guessing.
It's possible. So you open this door. You unlock it. You open it for her?
Yes.
I should say, yeah, for her. So this cloaked figure, like she moves like kind of effortlessly out into the hallway, and she looks at all of you, squinting out of one of her eyes. She looks at you, and she looks at the other two NPCs with you, and she's just like, and just kind of sighs, exasperated at the two of them, and then looks at you guys, and it's like, where is it you must go? You don't appear to be you don't appear to be escaping.
Actually, we're kind of sneaking in, and if you have any intelligence on any like places not to go, such as trapped corridors, that would be great.
Allow me to take you directly to the lab.
That sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
So that is where you need to go. And she proceeds to just start walking down the hallway.
What about this person in this last cell? Do we care? Does anybody?
I mean, I feel like we should.
I'll just undo it just for sake.
What?
And then I'll run to catch up with that crazy lady.
You just open up the next cell?
Yeah, because that lady's like on a mission. She's going somewhere, and we gotta wrap it up here.
Okay, so you open. I
don't want to like leave them locked up for negligence. I mean, if there's cause, then yeah, sure. But
you're opening up a cell with an inhabitant in it that you didn't even like really take note of what this inhabitant was, right?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
It's going right out.
So you do that.
I only saw one head. Let's go.
You click. You hear a click. You hear a click, and you open up and you unlock that door. And as you're walking away to catch up to like, so you guys can catch up to this woman, you hear this roaring noise as the door like flings open, and a towering figure with the head of a bull, the body of a heavily muscled humanoid,
cool,
breaks through the door, and he looks at you all, and he's like seething, like.
This guy's even more buff than that last guy, Skogar.
But then like he keeps making that noise, and then he's like, and he sneezes. He's like, oh, it's disgusting.
Bless you.
He looks at you. Oh, thank you very much, good sir. Hello to you all. Who may you be?
Oh, we're just I'm Kashan. These are my friends here. We're just here to we're looking for elven artifacts and people stealing them. We really kind of just stumbled upon this whole
Dr. Moreau thing.
Yeah, experimenting on people, and we feel kind of bad for you all, and we figured none of you asked for this, so we're unlocking you. So we're just, I guess we're the good guys, is what I'm saying.
So he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, it's rather nice to meet some good guys. But I mean, this is who I am." He puts his hands up and like motions his hands up and down to show like towards his physique and everything. He's like all they did was, well, I guess so far, was turn my fingernails into permanent claws. It's really rather kind of annoying and inconvenient, honestly. It's really hard to do my journaling. It's difficult to hold the quill.
Sure. They probably didn't even give you a nail file, huh?
No, I'm rather rude.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, so you're free, man. I think the warning we've been giving everybody is, don't touch anything, don't grab anything, don't sit anywhere, that kind of. That kind of covers all the bases, right, everybody?
And don't fall in love.
Well, that's just general advice.
I don't know. Is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all, Skogar?
And then the he looks at the others with you. But more importantly, like he sees the cloaked figure up like kind of further ahead. And she stops and she turns around and looks back at all you guys, like just kind of clustered up. And she's just like getting visibly annoyed that she's waiting for you guys.
You were in a cell all this time, lady. You can wait 5 minutes.
and the Minotaur guy, he's like, he looks at all of you and he's like, well, looks at you, Kashan. Could you perhaps use my help? Someone of my physique.
I mean, I'm not going to say no. You seem like you know how to, I would assume you know how to use those muscles for, smashing and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'll take it on. I don't mind. Come along.
And he looks at you and smiles and snorts like, the bull snort, right? And he's like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, why don't we just move on down this hallway?
And he says, yes, why, yes, I think we should. And then he's, wait a minute. And then he sniffs the air really deep and he turns and he sees the tentacle woman, right? And he looks at her and he snarls and like bares his teeth, and then he grabs her by the head and just like does this whole thing like the Hulk would do or something, right, with a person, and just be like, just throw it around like it's a limp noodle. And he grabs her by the head and slams her head against the wall next to him and just goes and then just drops her limp body down to the ground.
Okay, that was unexpected and maybe uncalled for.
And he says,
Skogar takes a big step back.
Says, now.
Take a step back behind Skogar.
Says, he looks at you, Kashan. He says, now we can go.
Wait, hold on. Okay, let's just pause. Let's hit a pause on this. Could maybe explain a little, please tell me more about this reaction that you've. What the?
He says, he crosses his arms and looks at
WTF.
you. And he says, in what lore have you ever read that a tentacle woman was not bad news?
But she was experimented on like everyone else.
Yeah, she seemed fine. Like we've been walking around with her for a couple minutes. She didn't do anything.
Yet.
Not cool, dude, is what I'm saying. Not cool.
I mean, it sounds like you don't really want my help.
I guess I just don't want you just smashing people's heads willy-nilly.
And he
seems a little bit indiscriminate.
He points at Ulrich and goes, You want his help? And Ulrich's just like, hi.
People don't like you, Ulrich. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is.
You've only objected to one prisoner release, so, what do you feel about this guy?
You asked this to Aldrich?
Aldrich, indeed.
Aldrich says, he seems nice, maybe a tad aggressive, but I mean, to be honest, I didn't care for the tentacle person either.
I think we're all judging the tentacle woman a little harshly. She seemed fine, all right. So she did, we let her out. She didn't do anything.
She did a little like witch bolts kind of thing. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to judge everybody by their cover over here. That's just it's just rude. I think. I mean, she was cool with us. I'm just saying, be cool to each other. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, she shot Grimlock, and you killed her. So, are you on Grimlock's side? He's the one who was patrolling this area.
I'm down with tentacles, but
oh, zip it.
Okay, all right.
We've had enough of that.
He looks at all of you. He looks at all of you and he says, "Well, I mean, you're all still alive and fine."
What do you feel about that lady down the hall in the cloak? Because she's leading us to the lab, and I think there's going to be an encounter there. And we really need to know which side you're on, ours or, just general mayhem.
So
you have to think about it.
Well, you're a rather intelligent one, I feel that we could have many, many, many deep, meaningful conversations once we leave here. But it seems like now you need some additional help in getting somewhere.
Yeah, we could use some smashing, but less indiscriminate, please.
I mean, I don't know what I did was that bad. She's rather evil. You haven't been down here to see these things.
Based on tentacles. I mean, come on.
That's true. We haven't actually seen what she's done, except shoot at Grimlock. So maybe some of the experimentees are evil. Who knows?
I mean, Gromlock's just was collecting a paycheck. He's got a wife and kids at home. Now they don't have a dad.
I think somebody. Okay, I'm not going to whisper because I don't know how the microphone works, but I'm whispering to the crew. I think somebody's got Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I just how about this? How about this guy? What's your name, guy?
Why me? My name is Thorn.
Yeah, you're a real. That's appropriate. Listen, Thorn, how about come along with us, but maybe let us know before you start smashing heads in. All right.
So, what I'm hearing is a conditional offer of acceptance of my help on the terms that I don't just.
How about you kill murder our enemies and not just random people?
I think it's a pretty fair offer there, Thorn. We did just let you out of prison. I mean,
and we have no means of putting you back in. So, I mean,
you don't.
We have out of here or hang out with us, but don't kill random people. I mean, it's hard to tell because we kill random people. So.
I don't think we do. I don't think we do. All the time.
So you guys all the
there you go.
There it is.
Okay, I vote yes for this guy is our mirrored conscience. He shows us who we really are. So let's bring him along with us.
Okay, so he just says well, like I have said many times in the very few moments that we've known each other, as I'm happy to help you.
Okay, go grab your journal and let's go. We got some heads to bust.
He's gives a big thumbs up, and he jogs back to his cell and comes back, and he's got the journal, and it's like stuffed into his shorts, and he gives you Skogar gives you a powerful high five and almost knocks you over. This guy's so psyched to come with you, and Aldrich's like, I don't know if this is the best of ideas, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And he's like bringing up.
I'm with you.
he's bringing up the rear, and you guys keep walking down the hall, and you don't see any anybody in the majority of the other cells, except there's one cell where, there's the very last cell that's at the end of the hallway on your right. That's the last cell that's in this section of hall that you're in. So you see that there is see that inside this cell is a rather large half orc, half dragonborn humanoid creature with a grotesquely elongated nose, and has teeth protruding upward from its lower jaw, like a combination of like a boar and like tusks, right? And he's just kind of like with a vicious underbite, just kind of like, doesn't look too aggressive, looks kind of like sort of goofy, and just kind of nods at you guys as you start to walk by.
Oh, just casual.
Yes, it is a dork, half dragon, half orc. Drork would have been.
Yeah, but dork's not a thing that we laugh at.
So, yeah, you're just gonna walk by it, or what do you thoughts?
Listen,
don't
bust his head in, okay? Don't bust this guy's head unless he asks for it, and then we let this guy out.
All right.
Key number one.
It comes to the doorway, and then it walks through, barely fits through the cell, through the doorway, and it looks at you, Kashan. It starts to move its head around all wild and shit. Lucar looks down at you, and it's like I smell meat. You got meat.
I reach into one of my pockets and find some jerky, I'm sure, and hand it over.
Grabs it, yanks it out of your hand, and just starts gnawing on it, and then runs off.
Okay, that went well.
Nice.
Skogar says in Orcish, which he says, "Farewell, safe travels."
See you soon.
We didn't give him a chance to warn him about sitting in things and going places.
He seemed in a hurry.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah. So that creature runs off, and you guys get to the end of this hallway. Kashan, I'm assuming you're still leading the way, right?
I feel like I am.
The robed woman, isn't she leading the way?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. So the robed woman has stopped here, and you guys catch up. And she, I already forgot which voice she was. Too many voices. And she says, to the left at the table sits the captain.
Take a look. Is there somebody there now?
And his god. And as you turn and you look, you see two two more dressed in similar gear that Grumlock was dressed in, and they're both they're at the table, eating some food and drinking some sort of a hot beverage from some mugs at the table, and sort of socializing amongst themselves.
All right, let's start with this, and then I transform myself to look just like Grumlock did.
Nice.
Okay. And the cloaked creepy woman, she leans back. She's like, that's too good.
Don't smash my head in. Any of you people that we freed, I'm still the guy who freed you.
She says, go do your trick.
I do have a pack of that gum that makes your voice sound like anybody you want. I offer him a stick. Take your breath. You might want some.
Thank you.
So
that lasts for an hour, I think. So you can sound like Grumlock for an hour if you want.
There you go. I will chew that Grumlock. Get the Grumlock juice.
So So what are you doing? Now that you're Grumlock.
I don't know. I wasn't sure how long you wanted to go. It's
We can go for a little bit more and find an appropriate place.
We can go to a cliffhanger.
Oh, I thought that was the cliffhanger.
Okay.
Because now I got to think of something. Yeah. So I'm gonna walk up to the table. Yeah. Everything's clear up here. Nothing's going on. That guy in the north. He's making noise, banging the things that but it's all quiet over here.
The person you presumed to be the captain turns and looks, and he's got the permanent 5 o'clock shadow beard going on, short crew cut, and he's got heavy armor on, and he's finishing sipping from his hot tea, sets the mug down, and looks at you and says, well, Grummy, another good day and a good shift for you. You can clock out and head home. And say hi to the wife and kids for me, huh?
Yeah, I mean, home life's not that great anymore, so I'm not in a big rush to get home. The wife's pestering me, the kid's always talking. She's always, she's saying, she's like, you gotta find out more about what you guys are doing there. It sounds all, she's telling me all kinds of stuff like, so what are they doing with these experiments? I'm like, I tell her it's none of my business. But she's like, come on, Grummy, get ahead in life and take initiative. And I guess it's, I don't know, so it's just frustrating because I just want to come and do my work, but I guess what I'm saying is I'd like to know a little more about everything that's going on around here. I guess I do want to move up in the world. I wouldn't mind that. Find out what are we doing here really? What's the purpose,
Grum, this is the first time I've seen such initiative out of you.
Now knock it off.
It's rather unlike you, actually.
Like I said, it's the wife at home, I don't, me, I'm just like, put your head down, do the work, bust the head when you need it. But, the wife she's pestering and pestering. And the kids, all those kids. I slap them around every now and then, probably.
Performance with advantage.
Yeah, that's a 29, I believe.
I was going to say, you just got to not suck it and you'll be fine. So,
right. Well, luckily it was with advantage because I rolled a second for the other one.
so the captain nods at you and says, well, Grum, I mean, I could have sworn we've talked about this before. You know who pays, who signs our checks.
I mean, I just cash them. You know me. I want in one ear, out the other. You know me.
So
I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. I gotta say,
our two main rules. We keep the prisoners from escaping, and we protect the lab.
Right, the lab, and I kind of like point.
and he shakes his head and moves your hand the exact 100% opposite direction and just shakes his head like Grum, and he points to a set of stairs that's literally across from the other set of stairs that you came down. And
the lab. Not the lab. I thought you said laboratory. The toilet. And, the lab.
Actually, no. I changed. I changed my mind. It's actually he points like 90 degrees, not 100, not 180, and points you like through a door here.
Oh yeah, the lab. Yeah, lab. Of course,
yeah,
right.
That's where it is. And he just chuckles and he looks over at the person next to him. Says, "Well, Thalia, he's quite a riot, that Grum." And she's just eating her food, nods. You bet, Captain. Just eating and like not really paying any mind to what Grumlock's doing. And the captain says, he looks at you, Kashan, as Grumlock, and says, I think, Grum, I think you've proven yourself to be pretty infallible, and you've done a great job here over the last few months. And I think, you know what? I think it's time we take you to meet the boss.
Let's do this.
And he says, yeah, let me warn you though, he's a little off-putting at first because he's not really great with the social skills.
I mean, look who you're talking to.
But let me tell you this, there is no bigger genius at mage breeding than Tuddy Rexpin. And that's where we're gonna end.
Nice. All right.
Tuddy Rexpin has a gambling problem.
This guy, back to him.
So I can see Sean super excited.
More bad puns.
Not a fan of the bad pun continuity. So that's where we'll end for this evening. And so Kashan, you'll have to make a decision with Grumlock if you're gonna play this out and stuff.
I got a whole week to think about that, don't I?
You sure do. You sure do. So yeah, and thanks for the was not planning for a mimic rug at all. Just saying, just throwing that out there.
Well,
but when
you gotta play the environment.
It worked.
When I said the rug sees it, I was like, well, what if the rug did see it? And I was like, what if it's a mimic? And what if? And then Andrew just goes, my sister. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. That sounds great.
Let's go with it.
So thanks for helping write this session. Some fine quality D&D improv, not scripted whatsoever.
You've earned yourself additional royalties for the podcast.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Andrew, you can take a point of inspiration to use for the next session.
I still got it. Didn't use it on this one.
Oh, do you want to give it away then to somebody else?
Skogar is always.
He can use something.
Yeah.
He keeps getting
Skogar will probably need it next round. He's been on death's door for like now 2.5 weeks.
That's amazing. And still not fully healed. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for a good time tonight, guys. Hope you had fun. And we'll do this again in a week.
All right.
Take care.
Awesome.
See ya. Have a good night.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Bill.
Bye.
Well, Tuddy Rexman is back. Do you think they're the cause of the missing Elven artifacts? Why did that Minotaur guy, Thorn, freak out? Do you think he scares Skogar? How is Gashan going to pull this one off? Pretending to be Grumlock with the captain of the guard? It's only a matter of time before he figures it out. Is this going to be a party split? It might not be great for Gashan to go by himself. Be sure to come back next week for the next session to find out what happens. And just a heads up, the week after will either be an off week or a special hiatus one-shot, depending on what the crew wants to do. So thanks for continuing to listen to Eberron Adventures, brought to you by the Wednesday Night Crew. And as always, or most always, see you next week. Hey there, listeners. Would you like to support the Wednesday Night Crew as we go on adventures in Eberron, as well as play through other game systems as we have in the past, like Ice Fleet and Alien the role-playing game? If you're interested in supporting us, just go to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures, and then maybe you could be as cool as Jonathan and Andrew, our first 2 supporters. Once again, that's patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. Donate and get your name in the credits. I mean, that's kind of cool. Anyways, thanks for your support, and as always, we'll see you next week.